What's going on, you guys? James here, and today I'm breaking down some real news. We're talking all about the Ben Affleck interview with the New York Times, where he discusses what went wrong with his Batman original film and why that role might have really harmed him more than helped him. Now, before I get into this news, if this is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James. Now, if you're wondering who that is, that's me, and I love talking all about movies, so each and every day I'm dropping a new video you're not going to want to miss out. Go ahead and hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and tap on that notification bell right next to it, just to stay up to date with everything we're doing. Like this video, share it with all your friends, and in the comments below, guys, let me know, would you ever rather see Ben Affleck in this role, or are you cool with Robert Pattinson playing Bruce Wayne? A little bit of housekeeping for you guys. If you didn't catch my Bachelor recap yesterday, it was, well, very dramatic, so you're going to want to see that. The link in the description is below. The Call of the Wild is about to hit theaters this weekend, so I definitely dropped a review on Harrison Ford's latest film, and this week I'm hoping to drop some reviews, one for The Assistant and another for Liam Neeson's new movie, so stay tuned to the channel for that. Okay, so let's dive into the news that you might have missed. Ben Affleck did an interview with the New York Times, I'm guessing in promotion for his new film coming out, The Way Back, which I'm super excited for, but as you guys knew, Ben Affleck was set to star, direct, and actually write The Batman. Now Matt Reeves has stepped into the director's chair and Robert Pattinson is being Bruce Wayne. It's an interesting mix-up because there was always back and forth. There was, he's doing it, then Ben Affleck is not doing it, then the movie's in shambles, and we didn't know where the film was, and then it got stuck in this weird spot, and eventually the news broke that he's not doing the film. But Ben Affleck shed a little bit of light as to why that didn't happen, so let's get into what he said in the interview. Now, regarding his decision to abandon the role of Bruce Wayne in The Batman, troubles with alcohol, the divorce from Jennifer Garner, and the negative response to Justice League prompted him to abandon the role of Bruce Wayne in the DC Extended Universe. Now, we all know that Justice League did not do well at the box office, and critically it got panned. I'm one of those critics that did not enjoy Justice League at all. But I wonder, if Snyder's cut was released instead of Joss Whedon's cut, and it got good reception from fans and critics alike, I wonder, would Ben Affleck be more motivated to stay in the role as Bruce Wayne for the Batman film? I know it's a lot of what ifs or what could have beens, but the thing is, if the Snyder cut gets released, do you think Ben Affleck maybe does regret stepping away from Bruce Wayne? Because I have a feeling the Snyder cut is going to be really good, and I should say when it gets released, because not if. I think the Snyder cut's going to get released, and I think it's going to look much better than Joss Whedon's cut. But just reading that excerpt there, it seems like he had a lot of personal issues going on, and of course Ben Affleck, was struggling with alcoholism, so it's so sad just to see that kind of transpire, because Ben Affleck is a good actor, and I thought he was one of the better Batmans that we've gotten. He's probably like top 3, honestly. He fits the role perfectly. The jawline, the demeanor, how he is actually as the Batman. But unfortunately it just didn't work out, and it really is a big case of what could have been. So another bit of dialogue that Affleck actually told the New York Times about is something that's really interesting, so I'm going to quote this again. Affleck told the New York Times, "I showed somebody the Batman script. They said, I think the script is good. I also think you'll drink yourself to death if you go through what you just went through again." I'm not going to lie, guys, that's a very troubling line, because that to me tells me that there was a ton of drama either on set or off set, because man, for his friend to tell him that, and then of course Ben Affleck taking that advice, stepping away, going to rehab and getting right, that's tough to hear. And for me, that's a reminder of how much studio interference that Warner Brothers had with the DCEU. Not saying all of it was bad, because clearly some steps that were taken were necessary, but the studio interference probably squandered a lot of the vision Zack Snyder had for Batman vs. Superman and Justice League. Now, Justice League, of course, Zack Snyder stepped away because of family matters. I'm not blaming him at all. But what I can think of is that Warner Brothers might have put their hand in the pot and stirred it a little bit and made things a little bit more, I don't know, harder for Ben Affleck to really just dive into the role. But it does sound like Ben Affleck had a lot of skeletons and some demons in his closet to deal with before going on with Bruce Wayne. But the thing is, can't wait too long for a Batman film. You gotta strike while the iron is at least somewhat hot, because the news was still boiling. And yeah, I'm guessing him stepping away was probably for the best, even though it really tears away at me, because I wanted to see his Batman solo film so badly. Now, what's crazy is that this also speaks to the state of the DCEU altogether. Personally, I think that this extended universe is dead. It died right after Justice League came out and just fell flat on its face. I really don't think that they're gonna try to bring everyone together again. Now, they've been teasing at that. You know, Shazam had some Easter eggs. Wonder Woman 1984 probably will allude to, you know, Batman, Superman, all those things. But I'm not so confident in the DCEU's direction because it doesn't have a solidified plan. Now, look at the MCU. Look at Kevin Feige and the plan he had from day one. He had origin films to build up to the Avengers. He had origin films to build up to Civil War, and so on and so forth. But here's the problem with the DCEU. There was no sort of introduction to these characters. You had Batman and Superman clashing together. We didn't even get an intro film for Bruce Wayne, so Ben Affleck was kind of thrusted into the role, and that's what kind of hurt Batman vs. Superman. It didn't know whether to be an origin movie or to be a Batman vs. Superman movie. So it was just so tough to see. It was hard to watch as a fan because you want to see these characters succeed and these actors are good. It's just the direction. I don't think the vision was there. And reading this article and this interview with the New York Times, it just seems that Ben Affleck was not in the right state of mind to continue with Bruce Wayne. And that's why they went with Matt Reeves as director and Robert Pattinson as, well, Bruce Wayne, because Ben just couldn't really get there mentally. But it is good to see him getting back into acting after taking a little bit of a hiatus. You know, the way back seems to be more of a grounded role for him, and let's see if it really does help him get back into Hollywood. And I'm not saying he's going to come back as the Batman. He's probably never going to play a comic book hero ever again. But it's just interesting to see what could have been and getting a little bit more of behind the scenes, because what Ben did here was kind of like peel off the veil a little bit and show you that it wasn't just all roses on set and off set for him during his shooting for Batman vs. Superman, Justice League, and the eventual planning and, well, faltering of the Batman. But enough of me talking, you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this news and whether you would have loved to see Ben Affleck play Bruce Wayne or not, because I thought he was, again, one of the best Batmans that we've ever gotten on screen. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Tap on the bell right next to it as well. Again, stay tuned to the channel this week for more news updates, hopefully some reactions if any cool trailers happen. If they do, you'll be the first to know about it on the channel, I promise. And yes, I'm gonna try to go see Sonic this week, guys, I promise. I'm so excited. It just crossed like this crazy milestone for being the biggest video game adaptation film opening domestically ever. That was a very long sentence. Alrighty, guys, again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.